Okay, remember that oppressors are changing my voice. It's 4/22/2024. Now keep in mind that I live in an unincorporated Morgan Hill, so to come to San Jose is quite often, just as fast as, parts of San Jose is coming to parts of Morgan Hill. So I'm going to read from my 50 sayings paper I recently finished. Point number 2. Something that is truly profound, that truly brings happiness, is greater than something that is merely fun. So again, something that is truly profound, that truly brings happiness, is greater than something that is merely fun. So as I kind of point these things out, right, it's clear that it's things that I've been talking about for years. In fact, when you think about a kind of a priest or preacher, they talk about the Bible for a long time, right? Decades. They go on and on about it, right? Well, they're wrong and I'm right, because they obey the state and they're in a church that's allowed because they conform to the state. Well, I tell you the pure truth. It's the difference between Cain and his magic arts, okay? And Abel, who was able to live in reality and insist on the truth. People who live a lie want you to merely have fun. They don't want you to achieve the profound purpose of life and to truly have a worthwhile and happy life. To be anointed with the oil of joy from living in reality and not mere psychology and silliness like that. So they go the distance to kind of ruin my videos as part of their magic show, right? Their magic card game. So do you think the top martial artist ever is greater than, a magic card tournament champion? Of course. There's a thin line between that and a skilled craftsman or scientist. A lot of people don't understand this, okay? It's key in why they're doing the wrong thing. Some people might say, well, you've said that in thousands of videos. There's probably been, maybe even 5,000 videos where I've said something to that effect by now. And I have like over 10, 12,000 videos by now. Maybe more like 2,000. But I've said it a lot. Because people don't understand that. It is the Royal African Falcon Martial Art Order. No offense to white people, I'm part white, but it's not a wig-wearing neo-colonial order and the churches that they've allowed for. That's why, in the comic books, the Black Panther is like the most effective natural fighter at hand-to-hand combat. Because it's already understood. Now, I'm not trying to bash the other races or whatever, but this is a key point of understanding of contention. Okay, the con that they're doing has brought tension. Like Bob Marley said, here comes the con man, coming with his con plan. We won't take no bribe. We've got to stay alive, spiritually speaking. We're going to die anyway when it comes to the physical and the flesh. But spiritually speaking, I'm going to stay alive. I'm going to be in moral repetition. The water of righteousness that brings life, the water of life, the water of God that is a flood to the wicked and destroys them, but that sustains the righteous like Noah. I'm going to be a mighty warrior before the Lord like Nimrod, even if it takes me towards Samson, or it takes me to Jesus on the cross, or John the Baptist, or Stephen the Martyr. I'm going to stand firm with heart. Art. Martial art. Not art as illusion, but art is the conveyance of God's will. Just recently I was going over a video, the transcript, because of my condition. It doesn't allow me to watch videos and to hear the sound or listen to music very much. And I saw that I had said in 2009, when I was 27 years old, I had said various things. I said, first, remove the log from the eye of the white community who collectively is not doing enough and collectively accuses and oppresses the black community. Now, I'm not a black supremacist, it's just the facts. It's basically part of talking about justice. I said, first, remove the log from your own eye. And then you can remove the speck, the twig is what I said, from the black community, which is in individual members, right? So some of them, in right now as it stands, the white man is the majority of the rich class, the governing class. And so they need to obey God through me to remove the twig from the black community's eye. And that's part of removing the log from their own eye, the tree of knowledge. They focus on the tree of knowledge instead of the tree of life. And the fruit of the righteous is the tree of life. The foundation of the tree of life is righteousness, the roots. I am the root and offspring of the idea that David is superimposed on, and that is righteousness and justice, which comes from God. The Lord is known and exalted by his righteous acts. The Lord is exalted by justice, not by psychology, not by theater arts and lies. When people do that, they're not right with God. I am Mr. Right, who's right with God, and the one God chose. God's choice, not the system. God's choice, not the churches. God's choice, not the psychologists. Not the people who do magic. And I'm going to have to say this, no offense to the LGBT community. I have to tell the truth. And many of you know that this should be said on top of that, which overkills it more. The word magic is a play on words for well, the word gay is there, right? Magic, right? Mage, I see. Game, I see, right? And you get, you say C, the first letter is C, and the next two letters is I'm, and I'm not gay, but the last part of the wordplay is gay. C, then I'm, then that last word. I don't want them to take me out of context, but you see, that's how they play it. I'll put in the comments if I remember. I'm not gay. I'll never be gay. And that's part of the game they're playing. That's why they changed my voice. They're trying to make gayish and whites and Jews seem superior. It's part of the game they're playing. And if it was black people doing it, I would say that. Even if I was blacker than Wesley Snipes. I'm not a racial supremacist. I'm a moral supremacist, because righteousness and morality come from God. And God determines who's superior to who. Not the flesh. Not stupid scales. Not people with sexual ulterior motives. It's despicable. I will do God's will, as I've said the whole time. And I said during that time, I said, I'm a man who cannot be purchased. I cannot be bought. I cannot be compromised. I won't sell out. You can't blackmail me. You can't bribe me. And it was implicit, and it's still implicit in my videos. That was like my second or third video. I think it was Illuminati Part 2. As I was exposing that you don't have to believe in reptiles or some crazy shit, reptilians or something, to know that there's a massive conspiracy. That's what colonialism was. That's what political parties are. That's what bankers and their networks are. That's what social clubs are. They're people who conspire together. They're in cahoots. It's a concerted effort. They plot together. It's a cabal. And why do you think it's called the Kabbalah? And there's Jewish magic, Jewish mysticism. Why do you think that is? Because people plot on Lot. Because I am righteous and they are not. But I'm above Lot. I am the Son of God Almighty. I am the Christos, the Anointed One in reality. And who are you going to believe? The top martial artist ever possible? The son of 2 doctors, one a brain surgeon? Who's a humanitarian? The righteous mulatto hero? Or a bunch of organized institutional liars? And the bootlickers who do not have the heart to stand firm for the truth. The way is the truth and the life. If you're going to be a man, you have to be a man in truth. If you're manning up, it has to be in truth. It has to be telling the truth, especially about the things that matters most. And what matters more than God and the moral order, more than God and the Royal African Falcon top martial artist order. I used to sit in this very park, brokenhearted. There used to be a bench by those bushes over there. They used to look differently. Get right in front of them, right in the midst of them. Set that bench right there. And I used to sit here brokenhearted, shunned by society. Here in San Jose, which is the 11th most populated country in America, city in America. I used to sit here shunned. My people, because of their racial barriers, social barriers, cultural and economic barriers, they didn't drive back then. They shunned me. For mere rebels, for mere craftsmen, for mere brutes and nerds, for mere hypocrites in the church. They shunned me for the mere opinion of their parents, even when they're 18, 19, 20, because they refused to be an adult and do what is right. They weren't raised right. They didn't grow up, they went down.